With the last pick in this year's draft.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I did not expect this to happen. I was at the gym when it came across my phone that Dennis Allen was fired. Now, I said on this channel, I thought he would finish out the rest of the year. And then at the end of the year, he would be fired. But Gayle Benson, shout out to Gayle Benson. I said this in a previous video. She is a good owner, whether you want to believe it or not. She tries to stay out of the team's affair unless it gets crazy, and it has gotten crazy. I do not believe this was a Mickey Loomis decision. I believe Gayle Benson came from out the high tower, came down and said, hey, I do not like the way that this is going. From what I heard, she was not pleased with the losing streak that the Saints were on. And she shouldn't be. This is her team. But let's not go too deep into her team. Let's just be happy that Dennis Allen is out of here. I was wholeheartedly expecting him to finish out the season. So let's talk about what does this mean for the New Orleans Saints going forward. This means that the inevitable rebuild that should have happened when Drew Brees retired, it should have been in action before Drew Brees retired. That year that Lamar Jackson came out, he should have been a New Orleans Saint. Remember, we picked Marcus Davenport. I still can't get over that. But what this signals is that it's going to be a rebuild in New Orleans. I like Darren Rizzi, but come on. At the end of the year, please hire a new coach. Do your due diligence. Go outside the organization. Hire a new head coach. I don't want John Gruden. I don't want Darren Rizzi. I don't want anyone that is related to the Raiders or the New Orleans Saints of the past. Get some new blood in this organization. I said this in my last video. I don't expect for the Saints to lose out. However, I do expect for them to have a top 10 pick. Whoever is on the board, you go get. I don't care if it's Deion Sanders' son. I don't care if it's Travis Hunter. I don't care if it's the boy from LSU, the big lineman. I forgot his name. It's slipping my mind. Please forgive me. You go get whoever the best player is on the board. I don't care who's at quarterback. If you feel the quarterback position is the best player, whoever that quarterback may be, I don't care. You go get him. We all know, unless your name is Wi-Fi Willie, that Derek Carr is not the future. Hell, he's not even the present. We need a new quarterback. We need a young blood. We need a scrambling quarterback. I want a first-round quarterback so bad, but I don't think it'll happen. I think they'll just retool around Derek Carr because he's on the contract books for another 2 years. Also, speaking about Derek Carr, he got that boy Dennis Allen fired 2 times. That boy is the head coach and offensive coordinator reaper. That boy killed more head coaches and offensive coordinators than anybody else in NFL history. That boy is a curse to any coach. I'm not lying to you. And I also said in previous videos that DA is a good person. I don't wish any bad or ill wills on him. I think from what I've seen, he's a good person. However, I don't feel bad for him. He's going to end up a defensive coordinator somewhere in the NFL. Denver. You already know Sean Payton finna reach out to his boy. He's going to be in Denver probably before the end of the year. Now, I mentioned Mickey Loomis a little bit ago. Now, I want to say this. You can now come to the podium and talk about first 3 years if you get a new coach. You can say, hey, this person in the first 3 years was this, this, and this. I'm okay. If you go get a new head coach and he's a young head coach or one of those brilliant offensive-minded offensive coordinators that should have been a head coach years ago, I don't mind you saying, hey, look beyond the results. But you cannot tell an organization to look beyond the results when you already had 3 years invested into a losing coach, and he also wasn't in his first 3 years as a head coach when he was the Raiders head coach years ago. I hate when people leave out all the facts to try to make it seem like what they're talking about is legit. Anyway, man, this day should go down as a holiday because we finally got his ass up out the door. I knew eventually the Wolves, I knew eventually someone on Airline Drive was going to hear all this noise. I know they got a PR team who goes on social media and read the room. And a part of me does believe that it was not Mickey Loomis's ideal. I think this was 110% Gayle Benson's decision. So yeah, man, y'all go ahead and celebrate responsibly. Drink, don't drive. Drink some water while you at it. And let's see what happens for the remainder of the year.